Greetings, Saber enthusiasts. This is Ryan with Illuminated Saber Design and Concepts. And today I want to go over the primary offerings that we use in both our builds and commissions. And the three models that you see here, Electrum, and this is actually V-style threshold. It's the same threshold, but to make it more Sithish, we put a black emitter on it, and this of course is R1. There are three different soundboards powering each of these Sabers, and what I really want to do is give you all an overview of what each soundboard has in regards to its functions and features. So Electrum here has a Nano Biscotte 3.0 from Plector Labs. The threshold here has a Spark 2 from Nigon or NEC, and the R1 here has a Prizm 4 from Plector Labs. And so this would be more of your entry level, this is your mid level, and I think this is more your high level board. Although there are higher level boards like your Igniter and your Crystal Focus, the truth is the Prizm gives 98% of the features that everybody really wants in the Saber community. So it's probably our most popular board on mid and higher level Sabers. So let's do a quick overview where we can see what are the functions and limitations of each board. So let's begin with the Electrum here. Take the kill key out, which will power up the board. Now the Nano Biscotte 3.0 has two sound fonts on it. And what that means is you can switch between two different sound fonts. I have a new font by Sith called the Master, which is based on A New Hope, a really nice font, and I'll demo that here in a second. And then I believe I have Mad Cow's Bespin 2, another one of my favorite fonts, which is from The Empire Strikes Back. And so you're able to go in between those two. So if I wanted to go to Bespin 2, I would just hold this down. And that, actually no, I have Fates in there right now. That's what that boot sound is. So then this would go back then to the first sound font. Now right now I just have a Scion Rebel in here, which is a high-powered LED, really bright, really nice, but it does not have, this Saber is not equipped with Flash on Clash, although the Nano Biscotte 3.0 has Flash on Clash capabilities. What Flash on Clash is when there is a clash or the Saber hits something, if you have a multi-die like a Tri-Cree or a Tri-Rebel, you're able to have another color flash. Another way you can simulate that a little bit is having your crash settings where it really flashes, so to speak, with the color you already have on board here. So it's one button operation, so that's the one thing this Saber does not have. As far as features is, as you'll see, there's a second button on both of these other two that is an auxiliary button, which means you can get other sounds and lock up and Flash on Clash features. So I'll just fire this up. You see it powers a really nice high-powered LED. Don't shy away from some of the single LEDs, as some of the single LEDs just are brilliant. Your Crees especially. Your blue Cree is a really nice bright color, as is this Bin 1 Scion that I have in here. So this is the Nano Biscotte 3.0. So really the main thing that it doesn't have are color mixing abilities. So even if we had a Tri-Cree or Tri-Rebel in here, we would be able to utilize those different colors to get a single color out of here, but we aren't able to mix the colors either on the go or via the soundboard. And also it does not have auxiliary or second button functionality. So that is the Nano Biscotte 3.0, a great soundboard. Really, you get a lot of great features, as well as really good sound, as well as a bright, bright blade. So this then is the Spark 2 made by NEC. This is a different company. And this is really in between these two, as far as I would say this is more of your entry, this is more your mid, and this is more of your high level, at least on the builds that we make. You're going to get color mixing and auxiliary switch, as well as the ability to program your accent LEDs. So we'll take this out right here, and you'll see that once this powers up, you see the accent LEDs there on the switches working, and you can program those to do what you want them to do. There's many different within configurations that you can have. There are 3 fonts. As there are 2 sound fonts you can switch on the Nano Biscotte, there are 3 fonts on the Spark 2. So this first font is, these are the standard fonts. This is Father Son, and this is a nice Sith. You can see there's a nice red Sith color, and this has flash on clash now. So if we, there you can see that, as well as the lockup. And blasters. So those are the functions that you can see there. So I have the red there now. Now in the second font, which is this Essence,
Episode 1.
I have the green dye. Very light auburn flash on clash. It might not show up in the camera that well here. And then the third font has a auburn, so it's a mix of 2 dyes, and that's what you can get here. You can get a mix of 2 dyes. So this is a mix of a red and a green dye. That's why you can get a red, you can get a green, then you can get a mix of the 2 in auburn. Green flash on clash. And so if you want, I mean, if you would say you wanted a blue and a red to use on a Spark 2, you can get both a blue and a red, as well as a combination of the blue and red, which would mean you could get some purples and or pinks out of that as well. So the color mixing here is great, but you can only mix 2 colors on the Spark 2 board. And of course, you can, on all of these, you can change fonts out to get different sound fonts according to your desires. Okay, so the third Saber here that we're going to look at is our R1, and this is a Prizm board. And with the Prizm, what you're going to get is you're going to get a board that allows you mixing of all 3 of the Rebel or LED or Cree LEDs. So I have an RGB, which is a red, green, and blue, and that allows for a mixing of different colors on any of that color, on any of the combinations that you can have in that color spectrum. So I'm going to switch the fonts here, because I think it's the third font we're on now, to the first font.
I'll never turn to the dark side.
Okay, so this is I.S.D.C font, MK6. So this is going to be your classic green. And you see you have the auxiliary switch here, which you have blaster blocks and flash on clash. Really nice sound fonts and sound recognition on this board. Second font here. Okay, this is Heirloom, and this is a font by I.S.D.C, and you'll see this is a blue. the third font here. And that is Fates. And this will get us that purple. Now you can make this. The nice thing about this board now is you can change colors on the go. So I have 9 different color profiles. There's buzz through a couple of them here, but on the go, by holding down the auxiliary and the activation switch, see, now that turns to a green blade, to a blue blade, and to a red blade. And we have many other color profiles on here. And that then would stay on this font, this sound font, if you wanted to keep this color. And you can also go in to the configuration on the SD card and create your own color mixes. So like I said, most of the features that people really want, 98%, you can actually find it on that Prizm board. It is a great board, and that's why it's probably our most popular board, especially for mid to higher level sabers. So that is an overview of the functions and features. Not all of them, it wasn't exhaustive, but is an overview of the functions and features of the Nano Biscotte 3.0, the Spark 2, and the Prizm 4. If you have any questions, you can always email me at our website via the contact form, illuminatedsaber.com or illuminatedsabers.com. Both go to our website, and you can contact me via the contact form there. So happy saber building, everybody. Have a good one.